this is Young's Restaurant, so welcome.
Hi, I'm Kenny Young. I'm owner of Young's Restaurant. I've been an owner of Young's for 30 years. Worked here 52 years now. So my wife Kathy and I have worked together for 35 years and have enjoyed every bit of what we do here at the restaurant. As the saying goes, Mr. Grant and Mrs. Grant rode through on a horse and buggy back in the early 19-teens and looked downtown and noticed how beautiful this town was and decided to settle here. In 1916, they started a cafe down the road, which burned down, and they purchased this property here and established a restaurant, cafe, and they were everything to the community. They sold cigarettes, they sold stamps, they sold canned goods back in the day. They were well respected, everybody knew them, and they owned this business for 52 years. They also lived upstairs for a period of time before they built a house down on Mill Road. So in 1968, my dad had been a family farmer until he was 33 with the rest of his brothers and sisters, and he left the farm in his early 30s and started a donut shop in Dover, selling just donuts and coffee. It was very simple. And from there he expanded into a major bakery that was up in the Miracle Mile in Dover. And in 1968, that was back in 1955 actually, that he started all of this. And in 1968, decided to get out of the bakery business when he saw Dunkin' Donuts coming down the road and decided to go in the restaurant business. Smart business move on his part. In 1990, my dad retired and my wife and I purchased the property and the restaurant and have carried on since then. In our sustainability efforts, we changed these northern side windows, which were cold, made the dining room cold all the time. And there's not really any view, so we decided to block them in and create 4 beautiful scenes from a local artist in Dover, of Durham, Wagon Hill, T Hall, Jackson Landing, and our local church, community church here in Durham. And she did a fabulous job. So proud of her and what she did for us. In my early teens, 11 years old, and in my teens, my mom would always look at my dad on vacation times, February and April vacation, said, "Your son is underfoot. Bring him to work." So that was the beginning of myself working here. And I can hear my mother's words echoing in my ears right now. And so begins the reign of myself working here for so many years. I didn't really start cooking until in the kitchen until I was 19, so I was a dishwasher / cashier. My passion has always been the pace of the kitchen. It's high volume, and that fit right into what I love the most, and short order cooking. And of course, we've expanded over the years and changed with how eating habits have changed over the years, and so things have evolved, and now we have the menu that we have. I've always said if we had the same menu now that I had in 1990, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in business. So, as any company, things evolve, and we've had to evolve with the times. Climbing at altitude is a passion of mine. It's challenging, and it's not always successful. But I've been very lucky, and I've had some great guides that help guide me through my learning process and so on and so forth. But it all started in Mount Rainier back in 2006, Ecuador. That's Adams in New Hampshire, Kilimanjaro. We have Denali, we have dropping off Eisenhower towards Mount Monroe. So when I look back, even my dad's time, about impacting the community and what it means and how you need to support one another is, I've always looked at nature and our community as a whole, and how do we impact ourselves, makes a difference. And so as I listen to especially the college students, I can remember back in 2007, 2008, somewhere in there, the sustainability piece became huge. It just erupted in this community. And so I really embraced it because it meant a lot to me. Part of what I do is in my life is I hike all kinds of mountains. I love small mountains. I love big mountains. I've done 4 of the 7 summits, and I've been fortunate enough to travel all around the world. And I feel very blessed and lucky, and that my wife Kathy supports everything that I do in that. But the sustainability piece, so that we can stay whole as a society, was a driving point for me. And listening to the college students, I went to some seminars and so on and so forth. A lot of things came out that made sense to me. And one of the accomplishments that I think we've helped build a relationship with was Alex Freed and his start of Trash to Treasure. And we supported them so much as far as communication and working with their groups as far as when they needed food and so on and so forth, for when they had volunteers picking up trash to become treasures for the next college group. But he's worked all through the country to try to bring the same Trash to Treasure philosophy to other universities. And the other thing that I'm really proud of is the Sustainability Award we received in 2013 after we initiated 50% of an energy audit that was done. And I'm very proud of that. When you become as your New Hampshire Restaurant and Lodging Association felt that we were one of the top restaurants in the state that was working hard to be sustainable. This is what I'm really proud of. The last decade or so is the garden at my house and the commercial greenhouse that we had, and we produced so much food here at the restaurant, and all using all organic practices. So really proud of that. Watching seeds grow is a tremendous thing. It's self-satisfying. I love working with my hands, so put my hands in dirt, it's all good. So I really enjoy seeing what comes out of what I can accomplish with planting seeds, and it's fun. I've had a garden for the restaurant for now at least 10 years, in the greenhouse. I think this is our 5th or 6th year, so it's been fun. This business isn't about making a fortune. It's a livelihood. It's a lifestyle, and part of that lifestyle is your staff, your community, and there's so many. The thing about Durham is that there are so many fingers of the community. You have the business people, you have faculty, you have high school teachers, you have high school students, grade school students, you have college students, you have sports teams. We're impacted by so many wonderful groups of people, and that is what I think my dad taught me, and my mom, to you need to impact the community so that they impact you. And I think we've done that. That's the biggest part that I'll miss, is the community and my staff. It's important to me. I have a lot of thank yous. When this word got out that we were closing, the love and support on our Facebook page, and the emails I received, and the phone calls and text messages have just been, to say the least, has touched my wife and I. But there's only one thing I'm upset about, is that the way we closed, we weren't able to say goodbye. That's what this is all about. I'm upset for my staff because they weren't able to say goodbye to the regular customers. I'm upset for me and my wife. We couldn't say goodbye the way we would have liked to our staff. So I want to say goodbye and let people know that I always look in a positive direction. Yes, the pandemic, to say it perfectly, moved us to retirement. We were going that way anyway in 2, 3, 4 years. So we're going to be landlords, which will be new for me as far as this space goes. But, one door is going to close and another door is going to open. And we can just hope that whoever opens this door here at this location will have a similar impact, positive impact, on the whole community, both the university and the town of Durham. So to my staff, I have to tell you, you are the best. Thank you. Well, I've been very blessed. People really enjoy looking at these pictures and ask a lot of questions. And so again, that's part of being in the community and being connected. And I can't say enough about how blessed I've been to have my life here. So.